when I walked into the Rock, that's when I felt the comfort. I felt like I had a place and a purpose. My name is Shelby. I started coming to the Rock in July of 2020. So I struggled with addiction throughout most of my younger years up until I was about 26. I struggled with addiction pretty heavy, and it was in my family, so I was around the drinking. My older brother was drinking, and so it's just what we did. And anytime that I would go to church, I didn't feel like I had a place there. I was shut off to that because I felt like I didn't have a place on this planet, like that I didn't deserve to be a good person, that I didn't deserve to have good people in my life. I was driving home one day and I was just crying. I was driving back to my apartment. I was living by myself and I was just crying because I was hurting the people that I loved. And I didn't know how to get out of it. And I got to my apartment and it's just silence, just me there with my thoughts. And I couldn't continue to live the way I was living. I was barely even getting by. I was barely even alive. And so I went to a treatment center, and that's whenever I started to listen to worship music, and they would have us pray and stuff. And whenever I got out, that's whenever it was in 2020, and I walked through here and met Travis and then started to lean on the people of the church, and it felt like family. It didn't feel like I had to be a certain person or a certain way or act a certain way. They accepted me exactly as the person that was walking through the door. They knew I was going through some stuff, and that's why I was here. It kind of opened my eyes to the truth that I do serve a purpose on this earth, and that I'm not just an alcoholic that's going to go nowhere with my life. And so that's whenever I started to grow closer to God and to having a belief in a God, because I was shut off to that idea for 26 years. And I just started to lean on the people in the church and my friends, and my prayer life began to change, and now I have a relationship with God. And when things happen in my life, I can lean on Him. I'm in a relationship where God is the center, and we try to make that happen. By no means is my relationship with God perfect. I would love for it to continue to grow, but this is just the beginning. I'm a baby in my Christianity, and every day it grows more and more. I lost my dad at the beginning of this year, and that's a struggle to go through. I mean, lived my whole life with him, and when my dad passed, it did definitely test my recovery. Because when that happened, I mean, that's just a world of hurt and loss. And in my past, anytime that's happened, I would go to drugs and alcohol, because that would temporarily numb the pain I was going through. And through that, I just leaned more on God. I leaned on the people in the church. They would call me, after it happened, and just to check up on me and make sure everything's okay, and just to try to pull me out of my bad thoughts and stuff. But through that, I definitely struggled. I definitely was going through some dark times, and I know today when I struggle with something, I don't have to deal with it on my own. I don't have to deal with my own human power, if you will. I can lean on God and trust that this is His plan, and that He has a purpose for whatever it is I'm going through. And the life that I have today is just, I would say, colorful. I mean, it's beautiful. I've got amazing friends that reach out to me and just want to know how my day is doing. And before, I didn't have that. Don't quit before the miracle happens. Keep growing in your faith and keep leaning on God, and you'll be surprised at how beautiful your life can be.